Good morning.
Morning.
Heimir, you said you've been trying to, I guess, bring consistency to the lineup, but injuries and absences have always seemed to affect that. How in particular are you going to try and replace Robbie Brady and Chidozie Albeni?
How?
With whom?
Yeah, well, obviously I'm not going to tell you who we are thinking about starting, but there's a few options. I agree with you. This is probably in early days. For me, it's good to have consistency in the same players doing the same things. But I think everyone is in the know what we want. We're trying to be consistent in what we are saying, what we are asking for. And I feel like the decisions that we make on trainings, even in meetings, talking together, it's not people is getting more and more on board. So hopefully in the future, it doesn't matter if player is missing, there will be a replacement that have the same knowledge on what we want.
Could you find the players that you called up late, the likes of Matt Doherty and Ryan Manning, could end up starting the game against Finland?
Yeah. That's no. Just to answer Matt, we always said that we didn't want to have both Matt and Seamus same time. We wanted to think a little bit in the future. So missing Seamus, missing Shane Duffy as well, two really experienced. No doubt in my mind that Matt was the replacement there.
And how was your relationship with Matt Doherty now? Because he's a senior player. Some would say he was snubbed in the last two squads. And you'd expect perhaps a senior player to be angry about that. Did he express himself to you in that regard?
No, it's been quite pleasant. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, but what you're looking for is bastards in the team, aren't you?
Yeah, no, it's good to me.
As a player, to be angry, to want to make a case. Do you think it'll motivate him for the game?
I'll hope everyone, not only him, everyone will show up on the pitch. The players was asking me questions and stuff, and I think it's really good to connect the past players, the legends in the past to the present. What was good, really good, was how he, as a goal scorer, as a maybe a high profile player at his time, was talking about the importance of team unity, fighting for each other, the spirit and things. So probably not the thing that you would think that a striker would say, scoring all his goals, but I think it was a really good message to the players. And for me, we did that in Jamaica, bringing in old legends just to connect the past and the present, showing respect to the players from the past as well. I think that was a good thing. I think Nathan probably can answer that more, how it affected them to have a player like him around.
Yeah, but it's fair, like, as a kid growing up, these are the players you watch, you know what I mean? You watch him every international camp, you watch him score his goals for Ireland. Obviously you can't talk to him on a personal level then, can you? So you can only see what he's doing on the pitch, but now that you see them on a personal level and what it means to them and what their team kind of done, it's nice to know that we're in a similar boat, and what we're building here is what they had as well. So I think we can take a lot of things from what you said and use them in our team as well.
Heimir, who makes the decision as to what former players come in and who you want to talk to the team?
Like this, this was a cup presentation. I said this is something from the federation, so it's not me who decides on that one. But it was really a positive one, this gathering, both for the players and I think presenting the cups a former player doing. I think is a good gesture as well.
Of all the players that have come in, are they all fit for the two games? I know, say, Darragh O'Shea's manager was saying he'd been managing a back injury. Have you everybody available to select tomorrow night? It's
today would be the only training that everybody can be fully committed. So we'll see on the session today. Darragh has been struggling with some back injuries, and Festi as well was taken off with an injury. So they're coming in today. Both training today, but we'll see how fit they are. If they can do a 90-minute or not, we'll just see after the training session today. But that's the bad thing about this kind of camp. We had, like, I think 8 players playing Sunday. So yesterday was match day +2. That's normally their resting day. So today is the only training session that we can actually do something physical. and we'll test and see how they are.
Nathan, you mentioned the fast starts there, and Brentford have been getting a lot of praise for that and for their set pieces. And obviously, Keith Andrews is very involved. Can you talk about the type of work that he's doing and how difficult that can be to replicate at international football? And as Heimir says, you have such a little amount of time on the training pitch.
Yeah, I think Keith's very detailed in his work. I think it's always hard coming in as a coach and for let's say Thomas Frank to trust him, and I think he's done that really well. I think he holds a lot of meetings now as well for us. Thomas sees it as a big thing, set pieces, so he has a lot of responsibility. I think lads have bought into him early on. I think he's very commanding the way he speaks and what he does his work, so I think he should take a lot of credit how we're doing the set pieces. And of course you have a lot more time with the lads in club football, don't you? You can see them a lot more, you can have them every day, but so here it's a lot more rushed, it's a lot more specific, so it's more up to the lads to listen and take it on board than it is for the coaches to keep giving information.
Damien, please.
Heimir, you've talked about this camp being your last opportunity to look at players before the qualifiers starts. Do you have in your head the team you would like to play in the first qualifier, or are there still places up for grabs in that team?
Yeah, you're always looking. You're never like set. I think we have found good connections between players on the pitch and understanding between certain players, etc. But yeah, there's always space for better players in teams, whether it's a national team or a club team. And then it's the form as well. So next game is in March. So you never know who is flying at that stage and who is maybe injured or not playing well or not playing at all. So you can never decide your team for March when it's November.
And Nathan, can I just ask, how important is it to go into those games in March on a high from these two games?
Yeah, it'd be great. I think that's what our target is, really, isn't it? This camp, to build on what we've been doing and then to go in with that winning feeling and knowing that we can go and beat anybody. I think that'd be a great thing for us going into March.
Gavin, please.
Heimir, we were talking to Andrew Moore this week, and he's been playing with Euro at Stoke in a deeper midfield role. Can he play that role for Ireland? And if so, is tomorrow night a chance of assessing in that role?
We'll see. He's been struggling a little. He had a swollen calf after the last game, so he's been struggling a little. Let's see how he will do on training today. But obviously, everybody sees him as the future for Ireland, and we just wanted to call him in because there was not a competitive game for the under-21s now, so we wanted to call him in and just evaluate him in the squad, seeing what he can bring to this squad, and it's good introduction for him as well to be among these players. And but I think for the future, time will tell. He's still young. He's probably not the most physical player in the squad, but time will tell how big of a role he will have.
And just on the game tomorrow, obviously you want to assess options ahead of the qualifiers, but you need to avoid defeat to avoid relegation. Will that bring a lot of pressure?
Not more to us than Finland. Finland comes to Dublin and they need to win. I think that's their priority. So it gives us an advantage. They would probably one time or the other, at some point they would need to take more risks. So we need to be clever in that sense. So it doesn't bring more pressure or to us that rather than the Finns.
Ed's in the live.
I suppose just looking at the game from Helsinki, Finland brought a very physical approach, especially up front. They were really putting a lot of physical pressure on the defence. Bringing Shane Duffy back, was that the sort of reason that you were thinking of bringing Shane back for, and now he's gone again? Will you just look for that bit more physicality from your defensive players?
Yeah. I said in the press conference when we were announcing the squad that we lost a lot of duels in last camp, and he is one that doesn't lose many of his. So yeah, both in a sense of set pieces and this physicality you're talking about. The Finland team is a really organised team. They know what they are doing, and they they pin up with the striker a lot. So it's going to be a fight for the likes of Nathan and those who are playing in the centre of defence. There's going to be a lot of fights in this game. And that was and obviously I haven't seen Shane in the squad, so I just also wanted just to work with him and see what he will give to us, experience as well. So that is the reason why I really wanted to have him in this camp.
It's good look for Nathan. Nathan, obviously, looking back to the Helsinki game, the moment you didn't obviously enjoy it for the goal. Just in terms of when you're playing for a team that's under pressure, if you start thinking too much about your own game, does it affect your natural game then? Something like that, or you have to just put that apart and like, next time that play, I'm going to play the same pass. Is that your mindset, or am I going to take a touch? You know, is it just a case of that 99 times out of 100 you're going to do that perfectly well? How does that play in your mind?
Yeah, I guess I don't know if you will. I just don't do it again. I guess really, I'd rather not. But I don't know. You just have to bounce back. Really, I think I've made enough mistakes in my career already that I know I have to bounce back. I thought I did all right. To be fair, I thought mentally. I think if probably a year, 2 years ago, would have been a bit lost after that. Would have affected me bad. I think I'm proud how I reacted. I think the way I got on with it, I moved on, and then I just went back to basics. Won my little duels, won my little passes, done them things right, and just got myself back into the game. Of course, it's annoying, it affects you, but with the group we have here, I know they'll fight for me, they'll look after me, and yeah, they did.
Moving to the embargoed section now, so everything from this